My best man slept with my fiancé the night before our wedding. She was never yours to begin with. He smirked as he showed me the messages. I didn't react. But this morning, he woke up to his life in ruins. I should have been waking up to the best day of my life. Instead, I found out the two people I trusted most had betrayed me in the worst possible way. I'm not going to scream through this story. I'm not going to throw things or cry. I don't need to, because karma did that for me. Let me take you back. 3 months before the wedding, everything felt like it was falling into place. My fiancée, Claire, and I had been together for 5 years. She was beautiful, magnetic, and sharp as hell. People always said we were the perfect couple. We traveled, built a home together, shared plans for the future. Kids, a house in the mountains one day. She made me believe in forever. And Marcus, my best man, had been in my life even longer. Since middle school, he'd been my ride or die. He was the life of every party, the confident one, the guy who never lost a bet, and always knew the right thing to say. We grew up like brothers. I trusted him more than I trusted myself sometimes. So when I noticed Claire and Marcus getting a little too close in the months leading up to the wedding, I told myself it was nothing. Claire always got along well with people. Marcus was naturally charming. I didn't want to be the insecure groom-to-be who overthought everything. But it wasn't nothing. It started with the little things. Claire began laughing harder at Marcus's jokes than at mine. She started getting more dressed up for the small gatherings he was part of. I caught her scrolling through Marcus's Instagram late at night, smiling. One night, I came back from grabbing takeout and heard them whispering in the kitchen. When I walked in, they both went quiet. Claire laughed nervously. "We were just talking about your surprise gift," she said. It sounded rehearsed, but I smiled and played along, because I didn't want it to be what it felt like. The night before the wedding, I was at the hotel with my groomsmen. Marcus was there, taking shots, joking, hyping me up. "You're the last man standing," he laughed. "About time." Around midnight, we all crashed. I was buzzed, but my heart was full. I felt ready. Claire had said she'd be staying at her maid of honor's place that night. We had agreed not to see each other until the ceremony. I woke up early, nervous but excited. Showered, shaved, ironed my shirt. That's when Marcus came into my hotel suite. Something was off. His energy was different. Too calm. He didn't say much, just tossed his phone onto the bed. "Thought you should see this before you say, 'I do.'" I picked it up and started reading. Messages between him and Claire. Her. "Last night was a mistake, but it didn't feel like one." Him. "Because it wasn't. He was never really yours." Her. "You promise this stays between us?" Him. "Until I decide otherwise." There were more. Claire. "Still thinking about you." Marcus. "I can still feel you on me." Claire. "Do you think he suspects anything?" Marcus. "He's too naive. It's kind of sad, honestly." And then, a photo. Claire, wearing my t-shirt, the one she used to say made her feel safe. Her hair was messy, her lips slightly parted. It was clearly taken in the early morning. The timestamp, 3:04 a.m. She had left my life at midnight to go stay with her maid of honor. And by 3:04, she was sending that to Marcus. Then there was a voice memo. I pressed play. It was Marcus's voice. "I'm doing you a favor, man. She settled for you. You don't see it now, but you will. She's not the one." I looked up at him. He was standing there with that stupid smirk. Like he had won something. like he had finally beaten me at something that mattered. "She was never yours to begin with," he said. I didn't react. I think that threw him off. No shouting, no feasts. I just looked at him for a long moment, then handed the phone back. "You're not mad?" he asked, almost disappointed. "I'm not mad," I said. "I'm done." He left, maybe thinking that was the end of it, that I'd crawl into a hole somewhere and disappear. But what he didn't know was that I had already suspected something. 2 weeks earlier, a friend of mine mentioned he saw Claire and Marcus at a bar. Alone, I shrugged it off publicly, but inside, the gears started turning. And when Marcus borrowed my iPad one weekend for our fantasy football draft and forgot to log out of his iMessage account, I started backing everything up. I copied texts, saved screenshots, and forwarded conversations to myself. The things I found weren't just about Claire. Marcus had been sleeping with multiple women, including his boss's wife. And remember, I helped Marcus land his job at that firm. His boss, Darren, ran a tight ship. Loyalty and image were everything in that company. Marcus was about to become a partner in 6 months. So, I compiled everything into a neat folder. Messages, images, dates, and audio files. On the morning of what should have been my wedding, while everyone thought I was getting ready to walk down the aisle, I was pressing send on an email addressed to Darren and the firm's HR department. Subject line: urgent. Pattern of inappropriate conduct by Marcus Taylor. He was fired within 24 hours. The news of what he did with Darren's wife hit the office like a bomb. His reputation? Gone. His future? Ruined. As for Claire, I had already drained the wedding fund and closed out our joint accounts before the big day. She didn't know until she got a formal letter from my lawyer explaining that everything had been reallocated. Every vendor was notified. The venue was canceled. Her dream dress, non-refundable. I never even responded to her apology texts. And the best part, I never made a public scene. I never had to post a single thing. I let the truth speak for itself. The messages made their rounds. Friends took sides, mostly mine. And those who didn't, they just showed me who needed to be cut off, too. Marcus texted me a week later. "What the hell did you do?" I replied with one word: balance. I'm not telling this story to sound cold or ruthless, but sometimes the worst betrayals come from the people you would have taken a bullet for. And when that happens, you have two choices: drown in it, or turn it into fuel. I chose to let the fire make me sharper, quieter, stronger. Claire was never mine. Marcus was never a real friend. They freed me, and I made sure they'd never forget it.